Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
All right, fine, sir. What do you want to get into?
My guy, I'll ask you first, since it's your show. How's top line to the moon? We talked about this a little bit, but I want to drill in on some stuff. Somebody didn't get a chance to ask you.
We didn't actually get into that.
Brighter Bins. How's Brighter Bin these days?
What, did you laugh? I thought you laughed.
Everyone's laughing.
We have an audience.
Live studio audience.
The Courtyard by Marriott slideshow.
Is the pool on? Okay. There's a brutalist architecture concrete pool somewhere up in here. I want to get a video of it real quick. No, but it looks like that. It's just a big concrete. The brutalist architecture thing, something I'm kind of new to. I've always seen it, but I didn't know it was called brutalist architecture. So you see a lot of like Soviet era architecture from like the probably 60s. It's similar to that nature. It's actually that concrete rectangle pool down in the corner. So brutalist architecture is just those buildings you would see, and even now in America, unfortunately, soulless architecture. Some of it's done well, some of it's cool. My friend Brian Kellett would probably argue with me on this. To which I would yield his opinion because he definitely is the guy that knows art and architecture there. But it's just this big four-sided concrete slab thing, and it's surrounded by brush and scrub and all this stuff. But it's these big poured and formed concrete walls. And so you see a lot of buildings built like that in the Soviet Russia era days. And it's just like the buildings are just they're imposing. They're very just like you look at them and feel very intimidated by the building. You know what I mean? It's not like Roman Catholic architecture where it's really a thing of beauty. You look at this building and it just looks mean. It looks mean, like and it just looks soulless and harsh. And there's this pool in here. And that's it. That's it right there.
No chance you get it. It's about to go by.
And they do a whole little segment on it here. So, like this thing's just out. There's this concrete rectangle just out in this, and this guy's explaining how it means all this crap and all this stuff. And maybe it doesn't. I'm not sophisticated enough for this, but that brutalist architecture pool is something else. So, anyways, I got what I wanted there.
Now
Jeremiah,
you can get to the show.
Brighter Bins, my guy. Except there's a TV in that room. Now I'm distracted by that darn thing.
Tunnel vision.
Gotcha.
Tunnel vision.
What's up with Brighter's Bin at the moment?
Brighter Bins it's kind of just like existing at the moment. We put a big focus on growing the landscape company this year, and so that is where a lot of my time is going. And Brighter Bins is one of those things. It's a good thing. I think we will come back to it in probably 2 to 3 years. I would imagine we have a good setup. The setup is great. It allows us to pressure wash too a lot. So like we can get into pressure washing if we need to. We've actually done a little bit of pressure washing, incorporating that into the landscape company. Makes cleaning up from sod jobs really easy. Just when it's super muddy and stuff. Landscape installs. But the actual Brighter Bins company is just kind of it's staying where it's at. We take on new clients every now and then when they request it. But we're not pushing it a lot. We're not doing much marketing for it just because I physically don't have the time for it. And to grow it to be profitable, you would need it to hire someone full time would take a lot of capital up front.
To perform the work, you mean, or to sell the work? Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever thought about hiring like? It's always easier to tell somebody else what they should do with their business, right? But find like one of those Walmart door greeters kind of folks looking for golf money or whatever, and put them like nearly 100% commission to sell.
Just to sell it?
Yeah, sell subscriptions. What is it, a subscription model more or less?
Yeah, I mean, it's a monthly, quarterly, and a yearly option. Okay. So I would say we have, 30, probably 30 customers, 30 to 40 customers between all four things.
Do you, and that's awesome. And do you have,
very small.
I have a trash can at my house. The four corners are worn out of the bottom of it, so raccoons try to stick their claws up in there and get all the food or all the trash, or whatever. Do you have a standard for the cannula service, or would you like do mine, but like everything blows out the top, like it looked like a water park, kind of thing?
I've not. That's some Fairfield County stuff.
Thank you, sir. I take that I'll wear that as a badge of honor.
I've not ran into that yet, but we have had some
because we're
ones.
thrifty. Thrifty apparently is just thrift is a sin in Jeremiah's world. Apparently.
Well, your clothing brands would say otherwise, but.
Oh my!
You claim ignorance there.
I do. I have no sophistication when it comes to the attire that Brittany adorns me with.
Inflation has also reached Ohio to a different level.
Yeah, chicken.
Because a whole rotisserie chicken now costs $19 from Meijer.
I thought these chickens we bought were $18. These whole chickens. I got in my head the whole chicken was $18, but it was only $7. And minimal biotics and growth hormones in it probably at that price. And we'll take it. So,
right.
But feeds the family. Feeds the family. I get in there with the knife. I watched a YouTube video of how to dress a turkey proper one time. And I learned how, ideally, really how you cut and slice the meat off the breast. Although we used to do it similar, but not so similar when we dress out ducks and geese back in the day when I used to actually have time to hunt. And then dove hunting, you just pop those things out like little chicken nuggets each, so you didn't really fillet it out. But so I get in there and carve that chicken out, hand it off to all them kids, and we eat well.
Is dove like quail?
I haven't had quail that I've had it, but it's been so long ago I can't even. I might as well just say I haven't had it.
We went to a high-end restaurant on our anniversary, and they had quail, and we tried it. I never had it. It was
I can't believe you tried it. That's
it was literally like 3 bites though. Like it was minimal.
Yeah, quails are not like
expensive.
Yeah, they're not the size of like a turkey or something. Yeah, quail would be expensive, especially probably farm raised. Wild turkey or wild quail probably be more.
Sven, can you imagine what he would do to you if he saw you shred the chicken?
No, shredded chicken's all right too. That's just a different style.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hate on that. No, but the dove hunting, when I used to hunt dove, a whole nother lifetime ago. But dove hunting was cool because go out in the morning. I'd go out this is back when I was probably the only guy on the mow route or whatever I could do this thing. I was a bachelor then anyways, whatever. But you go out and shoot a handful of doves. And I know it sounds like, the bird of peace and all that, whatever. But go out and shoot a handful of birds that morning, and then I'd literally take them home, fry them up in the skillet, eat them for lunch, and go back to work. It was awesome. It was just awesome. That you talk about something that makes you feel masculine. Like, dude, I went out and shot my lunch like an hour ago. That was pretty manly.
Yeah, that's old
leaving
joke.
the cave, kind of thing.
The old joke when the waiter leaves and takes an hour to come back. What they'd have to do, go kill the bird?
Yeah, that's what I did.
You
man.
actually had to go kill the bird.
It was also fun, and they were fun. They were a sporting thing to shoot. I actually enjoyed that a lot. That was a good time. But and two, if you're hunting with your buddies, you can just sit around and shoot the breeze and shoot some birds, maybe whatever, and shoot. And you eat what you shoot, and that was
do it responsibly.
Yeah, that was always my thing. I was never a guy that would hunt deer and give the meat away. I always. Oh, here's a big that could be. But I don't
go somewhere.
This will offend a lot of the good old boys. But if you don't eat what you shoot, shame on you.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, I know guys that do it and give the deer away. It's like, no, don't shoot the thing, because really, boy, Jeremiah, I'm gonna dig a hole here. But I don't care. I'll stand by it. If you're not gonna eat the thing, what do you really? Oh, I'm feeding it. No, shush. I have a thing about that. I don't
You're saying you have to eat it, or you don't like?
You have to eat it. Yeah.
Not your friends.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna eat it with your friends, give some of it away. But if you don't eat any of that deer, you shouldn't be hunting.
But what if your friend can't hunt?
Nobody likes deer that much.
Maybe.
Mic drop. Deer's good. Don't get me wrong. I ate a lot of it.
Deer
It got me through
solid.
my bachelor's day. But trail bologna. What, Britt?
You don't like deer?
Britt's a no venison zone.
Have you ever had what was it? Deer chili? Deer chili is solid.
Yeah, deer chili's good. Yeah, venison got me through a lot of my bachelor day. And we were younger. I mean, we ate deer all the time when I was young. But trail bologna and all that stuff's awesome. Backstraps and hamburger. The roast, I never cared when I was younger. I never cared for the roast that much. I wasn't. That wasn't. I was young too, so I wasn't.
What do you think about squirrels?
I got a great squirrel story.
I have a squirrel in my attic right now.
Squirrel? Do you have bats in your belfry? That's the next one.
Lost on that one.
Gosh, you hang out with these young kids, you forget they don't know some of these sayings. Bats in your belfry means you're crazy. So the old timers say he's got bats in his belfry. So you got squirrels in your attic. I figured you probably got that problem too. Everybody, if you want to go see some geriatric landscaping advice, go to Auman Landscape
LLC.com
on Instagram. So
AumanLandscape.com on Instagram. What are you?
Have I been drinking? Was that sparkling water like spiked?
Those small bubbles got to you.
The small bubbles did get to you. They weren't small as my Italian stuff I had the other night.
Apparently, sparkling water, if you have big bubbles.
Yeah, it must be a lesser grade because the stuff I've had of that's not that good. And then my friend Brian Kellett, he introduced me to some Italian sparkling water, and the bubbles were very fine, and it made a very fine experience for sparkling water drinking. People are going to hate me so far around the way. Hating on the buck hunters, hating on the... No, I'm fine with buck hunting. You better eat that thing.
All right, so tell me about the squirrel.
Okay, so...
To try to bring people back
we were so I bankrupted my company. I had bankrupted my first lawn care business. Brittany was going to school at Columbus State. Now, that was a blue-collar school I went to. That was a lowly community college. Brittany was going to a fancy four-year school. However, though, I did go to community college long enough to earn a doctorate. Brittany, your thoughts? Okay, so... I just bankrupted my first company, my first landscape lawn care business, and we were crawling out of a hole I dug. She was still finishing up school at Capital University, thank you. And we're broke as can be, and I shot a squirrel in the front yard, and I got it in the oven.
Chef it up for dinner?
Yeah, I did. I dressed him out, cut his paws off, all this stuff. And Savannah's like, what in the backwoods, Alabama? And so... got some breading, got peanut butter, put some peanut butter on them even. And,
peanut butter squirrel.
But yeah, peanut butter squirrel. And breaded them and threw that sucker in the oven. Still looked like a squirrel for the most part. The whole carcass in there. Rinse, clean them, all that. What, Brittany? You need to...
Brittany, you got to put a headset on to at least explain it.
And by the way, we were so poor back then that we didn't heat the house. It had ceiling, radiant ceiling heat in the house, so you could control every room. And the house was freezing. It was fall, wintertime, whatever. And it was late fall because you don't want to eat squirrels during the summer because they get ringworm and all sorts of weird stuff. You want to shoot them after frost and all that.
So you're a squirrel professional here.
Dude, I grew up hunting. That's what I did, man. My grandpa and my dad, that's what we learned. So, so I'm eating in the bedroom.
Should we start a nature show? We can start a hunting podcast.
I'm pretty sure I've alienated half your audience with my opinion on eating deer. And by the way, I got a 150 class buck on the wall at the shop, just FYI. So, which I ate. But anyhow, I did, when I was a bachelor, I did get to the point where I didn't like shooting old bucks because I just started shooting the young does. They were so much tastier. What now, Britt? The squirrel. And so, we had no heat in the house, but the bedrooms were heated. And so I'm eating my dinner in the, waiting on Britt to get back from school or something. I knew she wouldn't eat the squirrel. But I'm like mowing into this thing, like holding the squirrel, like pulling apart. And she comes in the room, and here I am with a plate on my lap, sitting on a chair, some ghetto-looking thing. and I've got this squirrel in my hands, eating it like a ravenous animal. And she's like... It was quite a sight to behold. It must have been because the look on her face was like, "What in the backwoods, Alabama, are you doing?"
It was in the shape of a squirrel still.
Yeah, I was pulling the rib meat off. I was eating. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Like he took the skin off and then just cooked it, and it was all he covered it in barbecue sauce, so it was like this weird, like purpley red color. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. My ears are dead, Jeremiah.
The fur was gone.
I know.
Yeah, you skin it. You skin it. You gut it. Or you gut it, skin it, cut the feet off.
Savannah, we didn't heat our kitchen.
I didn't grow up I didn't grow up rich at all. And
why is it doing that?
Where's all that echo?
I don't know where that's coming from.
Probably because Britt doesn't have the headset on her head proper.
Yeah.
So that just went away.
There we go.
But yeah.
So I was trying to get all that piped up. I didn't. Even, so what happened?
Well, she comes in the door
and looks at you,
and I'm holding the squirrel in my hands like I'm drinking water almost out of my hands. But I'm holding a squirrel, and I'm like eating like corn on the cob. I'm eating a squirrel like corn on the cob almost. And Britt came in and thought I'd murdered. Looked like the face reaction she made was like, "What have I signed up for here?"
The person you make babies with.
Yeah, buddy. And so she, that was a good time. But yeah. Anyways, where are we going with all this hunting stuff?
I don't know. We were on Brighter Bends.
So
I don't know how we got to the.
okay. So my one
there.
trash can, it's got holes
yeah,
in
raccoons.
4 corners of it. If you put that on your Brighter Bin cleaner,
It'd probably
thing,
blow the bottom out of it.
Well, it would just everything would it's a rectangular shaped one,
Yeah.
and so the corners are wore out. So you put the thing upside down in there, and that thing shoots up. Like it would blow.
It would blow water out of it
everywhere, all over the place. Would you not have me as a client, even if
Probably
I could
not.
afford it? You would. We're just not.
You're not high enough.
We're like the house in the trailer park. You just ain't gonna mow it.
Yeah, probably.
I put a bid on a drainage job in a trailer park, believe it or not. It was a referral back home from somebody. And by the way, I keep saying it wasn't in Redneck, Alabama or whatever. I'm from Ohio, southeast as it may be.
Yeah, you didn't even introduce yourself. You think everybody knows who you are? Like, what does that mean?
That is pretty egomaniacal, isn't it?
is.
I am Caleb. Because
I'm not
Auman
introducing you.
Landscape. I'm not even releasing this episode. My name is Caleb with Auman Landscape. I'm the operations manager for our little firm, which makes it sound really fancy. We're technically a 6-person team, 7. We have 4 full-time guys in the field. I'm never in the field or hardly am. And I sell work. I design it. I coordinate stuff. And then we have 4 guys in the field that make things happen daily. They've been with me for 20 years, and then 2 guys at 15 years, and a new guy at 2 years. And we're landscape design. We're a landscape design build firm. So that's what we do. Hardscaping and that kind of stuff.
20 years is crazy. We just did a podcast with Jamie Fee from Supremescapes, right down the road from you.
Yeah,
actually.
2 hours, yeah.
Growing a good-sized company. He's got a guy that's been with him 8 or 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
What have you seen? Like, what are things that have played into that? Like, how do you get someone to stick around that long for like 20 years? That's literally almost as long as I've been alive.
I got a lot of information on these guys. No, it's a lot of Dutton Ranch kind of stuff. You know, we got a lot on them. So there's good things and bad things about long-term guys. Yeah. And the great things about it is we don't need any systems, essentially. The guys know what the standards are. The guys know what I'm looking for. I don't have to go out in the field. And this is a flex here, and I know it, and it's going to sound like, but we have literally put in millions of dollars worth of work now over the years that I've never seen. I've never seen a job. That is something I've worked my whole life so far, which is kind of wild to say, to like have that, to be able to say that, because that's the way I wanted to build a company. And why that's an ego thing for me, I don't know, but that was something that was like a big goal for me just starting out 25 years ago. And but the great thing about having long-term guys is they know everything, and they know what little trimmer or what little tool has its little idiosyncrasies. You got to shake it just right and hold it up and point it, you know, at the 48th parallel to get it to start and that kind of stuff. But the bad thing is when you try to bring on new guys, you don't have systems, you don't have things, and like then your old team too can get set in their ways really bad of the way we used to do things. And you know,
hard to grow.
The owner or my wife owns the company, Brittany Auman. She technically owns the company. But, you know, we're always looking ahead, and we're always looking at doing new things with the company, and all that's our job as leaders, right? We're the visionaries of the company. And so what we have struggled with, and we're learning better ways to lead our team through this now as we advance in our careers in so many different ways, of better ways to get the guys on board with these newfangled ways of doing things, or these new machines, or this new technology or whatever. But that's the bad thing of having guys for long term is, as awesome as it is like they can be really resistant to change. And that can be really hard on an organization, especially if you bring in new people that are really excited for, you know, new things, and you got a team of your old guard kind of wanting to stick with the old ways. And so that's been a challenge to an extent. The guys have been really receptive to some things, and then really not receptive to some things, and sometimes for the right and sometimes for the wrong. And I don't. You know, and sometimes they're right. We try to bring in something like, hey, this thing's going to be awesome, you know, be it a tool or software or whatever, or tracking, whatever the hell it is, excuse my language, whatever the heck it is, sometimes they're right. They're like, yeah, you're right, guys. This is cumbersome and this is dumb. This was a bad call. Okay, you're right. We've tried to let them lead on things, too, and we need to implement new stuff. Like, what do you think is the right we're looking at these 3 tools. We're looking at this 3 softwares or tracking, you know, metrics or whatever. What do you think is the best one? We have to do this stuff, guys. And so you go back of like why we have to start doing all this stuff, because it's kind of crazy. I'm 25 years in, and this is really embarrassing. Again, I crashed my first company, and believe me, my life is I'm not embarrassed by much. I just don't let that bother me too much. But it is embarrassing to say that you're 25 now, give or take. This is the most dialed in we've ever had our company ever, of like understanding where our finances really truly are. Our estimating's been getting really good since we've signed on years ago with Element. Yeah, use promo code
Jeremiah.
Not any other
No,
inferior
that's
codes.
getting.
That's going to get bleeped out.
That will not make it to the show.
That'll be so cool if you do that way.
You'll never know. You don't listen.
This is for your show? Oh, I didn't know. Okay. So,
what show? You have a show?
Exactly.
I didn't know you had a
show. Two can play that game out. So anyway, so those are things we've struggled with having guys for long periods of time. Is that it can be awesome, and there's can be struggles with it too.
So, would your advice to a new company growing, like years 1 through 5 guys, you're getting those first 2-3 team members in there, like you want to get those 15 to 20 year guys, right?
Yeah.
If you had to go back to the beginning, what would you have done differently, like to make those to make those guys grow like with the company? You know, like to avoid that whole stuck in their own ways mentality,
right.
Like just continuously. And that comes back to you though. That comes back to the company owning the company.
Like, it's leadership.
It's
always.
not exactly. It's not the guys. And
No.
and I was on a flight down here today. We're down in Fort Lauderdale and had an hour and 30-minute flight. And on the screen there, they had a Jocko Willink leadership thing on there.
Yeah.
So I watched an hour of that, and it was like, actually, it was really cool. It's very good. Jocko teaches a lot of good leadership principles, and it all comes back to yourself. Like
extreme
at the end of the day.
ownership. It is your fault for everything.
Exactly.
And if you think otherwise, you're wrong.
Exactly. So, like, what is some advice to guys that are getting started in the early years building this team?
Number one, it's your own personal betterment. You have to be watching Jocko Willink stuff.
Yeah.
Your company, what Mark Bradley, what's he say is like, your company will be directly limited by your ability to lead it.
Yeah.
And so if your company isn't growing or whatever problems your company are having is because of your lack of X.
And you only have the company you deserve.
That hurts my feelings so bad every time I hear that.
Yeah.
It just is like a kick in the groin every time I hear it, because then I think like we do and
you say, well, but oh, no,
yeah, no. It is
you're
such
right.
the first time I heard it, I remember it was like we all have the companies we deserve, and it's like, well, it was like
you try to rebuttal.
And it's like,
Yeah.
no, you're 100% right. There's the reason we're not where we want to be is because I'm being not lazy. That's not the right thing, but I am putting off the hard decisions I know I need to
Or
make.
spending time in the wrong areas.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. Making the hard decisions of like, I know I shouldn't go hop in the excavator for the afternoon and work on a site. I need to go sell that one job that's being a problem, or go handle a customer service issue, or again, mostly it's go sell.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
Or even the tougher issue in the beginning stages, hey, I don't need to go to this hangout party with all our friends. I need to get some estimates out the door.
Yeah.
And that's the thing no one wants to really talk about. Like, the work-life balance is tough.
Yeah.
But there's decisions that have to be made early on in business that where you and your spouse are both on the same page about that.
And the killers instinctively know they're not going to that party.
Yeah.
The guys that aren't going to kill it, they're going to the party.
Yeah.
And maybe
and it's not to say you can't ever go enjoy
yeah,
yourself
exactly.
with
It's
friends
like
and
they're
family.
going to the party too much.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like
it's an every Friday night thing.
Yeah, like or it's like every Friday, Saturday, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that kind of stuff. When you're young, it just that mentality, and it can be in anything. It separates the men from the boys. Yeah, of like who really is in it to win it.
Yeah,
and there's no wrong answer there, but don't complain that you're not where you're at because you have the company you deserve.
What was that thing that we were talking about Hormozy earlier today, and I've talked about Hormozy on the show quite a bit. Played some of his clips before. Solid business advice. And the dude backs it up. Like, he's built companies.
Yeah.
What did he post earlier? I think Brittany shared on her story. Yeah, it's if you really measured yourself by the amount of action you take not your desire, deservingness, or effort, you might be embarrassed because what you're looking at is reality.
That's exactly back to like you have what you deserve.
And it's like, it's just another way to say it, but it's like,
hurts my feelings.
That breaks it down and it makes you like cry a little bit.
Yeah. And I think about that too. People are like, because we just built a big, beautiful shop. And by the way, I don't want to make any of this sound as if I'm ungrateful for what we have now, because what we have is amazing. We live a great life. Like, everything is awesome, but it could be better. We could have a bigger company. We could make more money. We could pay our guys more. Like, there's a lot we could do. But the way I look at that is like, people are like, oh, wow, you've worked so hard to get here. It's like, if I wasn't so darn stupid, I should have been here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, here I am 20 deep, just now hitting $1 million and change in revenue. Like, shame on me.
Yeah. Right?
Because I was such a dummy for my first 10 years of business. And that wasn't because I went out and partied. Well, there was a phase here where I went out and partied too much. That's another story for another day. But I did do all that. I remember I did sacrifice so much. But that was mainly I was just putting in the hours, working, not working on the business, right? And that's, again, another thing that separates the men from the boys. As soon as you can figure out, if you want to scale the business, that's the thing. If you want to grow the company, that's where you've got to get out of the field. If you just want to build a good company, it's a good service provider and all that kind of stuff, and you don't want to get out of the field necessarily, then yeah, that's okay. But like, if you want to scale the business, if you want to get to where you've got multiple crews, you're not doing field work anymore, and it's not because you don't want to do the work, it's because you want to build an actual company that you can pull away from when you need to, if whatever. But like, I remember I was mowing grass one night after school for the company I worked for like a year prior to whatever, and all my friends, I could see them across, it was down in our little town, they had a skate park, and we used to ride BMX and stuff back in the day and all this and a bunch of other things, but I knew all my buddies were at the skate park, and I'm over there mowing this big field of grass for after work for school. I was like, man, at the time it was kind of like, is this really work? What am I doing here? And then like, now it's like, yeah, that was so worth it, because where I'm at now is where I want to be. And so there's so much goes into that, but like the advice looking back, the thing I ignored in my first company was the numbers. I didn't work on myself, and I knew the company numbers were bad, but I didn't pay attention to it. But I didn't work on – I went to seminars and lectures and stuff all the time, actually. I went to a ton of educational stuff. On the horticulture and construction end, applied it 100%. The business end of it, I knew it, understood it, was too scared, and I didn't have the self-confidence to sell work at what we were worth, or actually pay attention if we were making any money and stuff. And so, like, that's the thing. So, to some folks, it just comes naturally, and they're really vigilant about their numbers and stuff. And other folks, it's not. And for me, it wasn't. And I suffered greatly financially for that for a long time, because I just didn't pay attention to numbers and stuff. So, but your company's not going to grow beyond what you're capable of, and so you've got to grow yourself, right? Like, you have to work on yourself.
You have to grow yourself, and I think the thing that I'm realizing more and more is the thing I'm trying to navigate is leading people who are further along in life, age-wise, and know more things than I do when it comes to the industry. So, like, growing the company by hiring people who are further along than me.
Yeah, sure.
Not teaching myself everything and then teaching them. Like,
right.
That just, it just, is it doable? Yes. It puts a 5-year hold on my company. Like, right. By the time I end up training myself good enough to be really good at it, and then hiring the right people, finding the ones to fill it, and then training them for a year or two, like, it just sets us back. And so I think that the thing that I'm looking at now is, like, how do we grow by bringing on more skilled talent and people that require higher wages. And if you don't start working yourself early, you're never going to attract those type of people either. Like, they're not going to want to come work for you. But I have guys that work for me now that are older than me, and they were like, they have no issue with it, because he said from day one, he was like, I don't know, it's a funny story. I've told it on the show before, but he started and worked for, I don't know, a couple of days, and at that point, I was still with him in the field every day, and he said he was acting like he was going to like it and he was going to enjoy working, but he was like, he never gave me like a yes or no if he wanted to like actually work. And we were out one day and something happened. I don't remember what it was. A customer got mad and he heard it, or something broke, or one of the mow guys broke something, or something like that. And no, I know what it was. He broke something. His second day working, he broke a window, edging. And I didn't lose my crap. I didn't fly off the handle. Like, you learned, you don't edge towards the door anymore. You move on, right? Can't fix it. And he literally got in the truck. He said, well, there's my yes. He said that I was literally waiting to give you an exact answer, like whether I was going to stay with you or not, until I saw how you handled a problem. Yeah. Because I've worked for too many guys who lose their crap over stuff like that and end up getting cussed out or fired or whatever. Yeah. And it just teaches you a lot of little incidents like that. Like, you have to handle yourself in a way that embodies like a positive culture that people want to stick around.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
You tell the story of the guys running over the hedge trimmers, like 2 in the same year.
Yeah, that sucks.
If you lose your mind and cuss them out, like,
right. We break so much stuff, it's absurd. And we're a little company, it's just nuts. I don't know how the big guys do it. Maybe they got better systems than we do, or a less reckless employee, I don't know, but God, we break a lot of stuff, I feel like.
It's got to go on the budget.
It does. I mean, we legit have a replacement budget of, I think it's $5,000 a year for just crap like that. It's $500 a month. Isn't that nuts?
But the thing is like $5,000 isn't even that much money.
No, it's not. Well, that's just for the dumb stuff. That's not including just actual normal wear out replacement.
No,
stuff.
I know,
that's
but I'm saying like $5,000 even on dumb stuff is not that much. When you say it like $5,000,
$800 backpack blower.
Literally 2 blowers.
Right.
Like you had or theft or whatever. You know,
right.
You got to be accounting for some of that.
You had one get stolen, didn't you, this year?
No, I haven't had anything stolen, thankfully. Nothing's ever been stolen.
Knock on wood. It's been years for us.
Actually, I take that back. Nothing's ever been stolen on the truck. I messed my hand up with hedge trimmers really bad.
First time I ever met you was right after that.
Yeah, my hand was still in a cast thing, and messed them up. Through the whatever happened that day, the hedge trimmers got left on my front porch. Came home the next day and they were gone.
Oh my Lord!
The very hedge trimmers that we use got stolen.
That's
cursed.
The only thing. They're cursed anyway. So.
The dude probably cut his hand off.
I bet you something bad happened with him. Yeah.
So that's the only thing I ever had stolen. But you never know. I try not to leave. I try not to ever leave anything totally unsupervised when we're on the yard. Somebody's in the back. Try to keep somebody in the front. That doesn't always happen, but you try not to have 2 guys in the backyard at the same time.
Yeah, that's on the lawn care, and that's tough. But you got that big box truck now. That is awesome. I think that's such an awesome way to run lawn care.
Yeah,
is it working out like everything you dreamed?
I have 0 complaints. Yeah. Like 0 complaints. Other than there's 2 things. The only thing is, one, if it goes down, you're down.
Yeah,
like
right.
You can't just if you have a trailer set up, you just go rent a truck or something for a day,
Fair
right?
enough,
Hook up to a trailer and go. This goes down, you're down. So if you run in the box truck route, I highly encourage you to have a cheap utility trailer and a cheap truck as a backup.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy if you're starting out, but buy a $1,000 utility trailer, buy a $5,000 truck, have it sit there or whatever.
Really?
Make sure you keep it running. Because if that thing goes down in the middle of summer, what are you gonna do? You can't just go get it. You can't just go rent a box truck with a dovetail to run your equipment out of.
Okay, so this is the thing. It's 25 years in business now. It's easy for me to just say this. So help me get grounded again. And we have our own things. I guess I just know we need to buy. But it's just where does that begin to warrant worrying about the downtime issue of you should just have a brand new box truck you're not worried about going down ever?
There's the 100% validity in that.
Because you're talking your $5,000 truck and $600. That theoretically is $600 a month, right? Well, crap. On top of whatever you paid for the box truck, you could probably have a pretty nice box truck.
Yeah.
With 0 issues, right? Is that? But how hard is that to stomach? The thought.
That's
of
the thing. I'm not going to encourage you to do that when you're T- year 3. I would imagine try to be an established company and have a good foundation of maintenance clients before you go, because box trucks aren't cheap now. You're going to get if you're going to get a box truck outfitted for mowing, you're going to pay between $70,000 and $80,000.
Yeah, that's about what I expect.
And so
because the dump truck version of them now is $100.
Yeah,
so that makes sense.
Yeah, they're crazy. And so, but I have determined me and Sven have literally had this conversation. Our truck is a 2006. I paid 10 for it. I've easily put 10 into it to keep it up and running. when this goes down for good, right now it's about to lose
20 into it. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not awful, but no AC, single cab. It's an 06. It's beat. There's a little bit of rot on the inside floors. Nothing crazy, but it's like wear and tear. That truck is almost 20 years old.
Yeah, right.
Which is crazy to think about, but it is. So we've already talked about it's about to lose a transmission.
Yeah.
I'm gonna literally run it until the transmission falls out of it at this point. And when it does, it'll be a new box truck probably. It's not worth $800,000 a month, whatever the payment is. It's not worth going and trying to find another cheap one.
So square this circle for me there then, because this is the age-old thing of knowing that's what you're going to do.
Why not do it now?
Why not do it now? Because when that transmission goes out, now the truck is useless, has no value. Because believe me, I'm up against that with dump trucks right now. I got that same problem.
Yeah.
So build me up and tell me to go borrow $100,000 and buy a dump truck.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You're right. It's so easy for me to say, but what's your thoughts on that? Of you got something that's worth some trade-in or some sale value now versus now when a truck goes bad. That is a tough thing about
it. In all honesty and transparency, it's the phase of growth that we're at. That expense is not where we need to spend the money right now. We're spending money on buying equipment that makes us money.
Sure.
That truck will not make us money right now.
See, I would think
because this one's running currently.
Yeah, so in lawn care, that's a thing.
And if I had to get through the rest of the season, I could use my other truck.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, and you've got a backup. That's fair. Because that's with our philosophy on trucks right now, because we're so site work dependent. All our machines, our skid steers, excavators, all this stuff is new. Low hour. You just killed my ears there.
Oh, I killed your ears, wrong ones?
Yeah.
There you go. Are you back?
I could stand a little more, please. A little more. There we go. Thank you. But let me think here. Actually, I can come down just a click there, please, on 3. Thank you, sir. That's perfect. But with our trucks, we're on job sites for anywhere from 3 days to a month, right? Yeah. And so, that's where I'd say our trucks don't make us any money, really, because they just sit on site all day. There. But, when you're in service and that truck's got to be 10 different places a day, that seems to me like that truck does make you money. Because
it does.
Because if my trucks go down, I can call a wrecking company and have them haul our excavator, have them haul our machines out. I can get stuff on site. That's not my problem. But when you're in service, that seems like a whole other ball of wax.
So this is a great conversation, and this only emphasizes my point that I stress on every single show. Every situation is different. You have to. I'm not going to give you a one size fits all statement here. You have to, because for me, I have a backup. So
right.
If my box truck goes down, I got to.
And I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying what's right or wrong.
No, you're playing. You're just playing
I'm so out of lawn care. I'm trying to remember what that's.
But the reason I'm giving you a straight answer is you have to know what you're dealing with, because if you don't have a backup and you have a crappy truck, then you might need to look at getting a new truck.
Yeah.
But I got a truck that runs fine. I'm gonna run it till it falls apart. Because a new transmission is $3,000.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not anything crazy.
Gotcha.
So I really could keep the truck running if I wanted to. But it's just I have a backup, so that's why. And that's not that $80,000, $100,000 on a new truck is not the best way for us to spend that cash right now. And so because we're just trying to go in that truck does not make our life anymore. Of course, you're going to say, well, if it breaks down, it does. It's not breaking down currently at the moment. It doesn't make us any more efficient.
Yeah.
Whereas buying a Mini X, a Mini Skid, new equipment makes us more efficient and saves the guys a ton of labor. So.
Heck yeah. You want to eat our burger and revisit this?
Let's press pause. Well, we're back from our burgers, and now Caleb is on to ice cream. What kind of ice cream are you going to get? That was the question you just asked.
It's like presidential up in here. Ice cream all the time. All ice cream all the time. Don't know. Whatever's downstairs. A little ice cream bar of some kind. I've been seeing Haagen-Dazs. No need to not send Jeremiah a check for that free advertising here. But maybe I'll go get some Haagen-Dazs or advertise. That's Dazs. Das Dazs is their... what their little advertising slogan. Mean? I don't know. That's just what I saw doing them. What kind of marketing do you do?
Website. I'm on a review push right now, trying to get reviews up.
I got to reciprocate for you and Brian here.
A lot of stuff is word of mouth for real. That's everybody's like, oh, you can't grow a company doing that. You're gonna cap out at some point. Yes, you can't rely on word of mouth to grow to $5 million, but it gets you a long ways, and it's gotten us to. We're 6 years in, and we stay pretty booked out off word of mouth and just local Facebook groups. We're in some networking groups. That's actually really good for us too. You get in networking groups. It's not about what I always say is it's not about who you know. It's about who knows you. Mm-hmm. And so, people in networking groups knowing your business and things. There's 20 people who each have 500, 600 friends on Facebook that post looking for services, and so like that's 20 people that can recommend your name.
You ever belong to like Chamber of Commerce or done any of those kind of things before?
Yeah, I'm in our chamber at home, and then I do two networking groups outside of the chamber that are their own things. So it's just business owner groups, people looking to grow their own business. So there's some sales reps in there for other companies and things. But yeah, it's been great for us. I mean, it costs me $300 a year, and I've been multiples and multiples on that.
Yeah, I got ROIs. What's a marketing failure you've been part of? I think
poorly run Facebook ads.
No, that's a good one. That's low hanging fruit. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we've done them, of course.
Poorly run Facebook ads is pretty rough. I'm trying to think. I've never done any mail outs actually.
Yeah, we ran a whole campaign of those in the spring, and I would call it a complete failure.
Really?
Yeah. Now, we did it with a subscription service. We actually ran a couple where we were just putting postcards in mailboxes randomly and got a couple calls on those. And we've been marketing with just doing our own little, like in a handful of neighborhoods we want to work in, we've just got on satellite aerial view and just like, okay, we know the street is Pine Street, let's say, and there's 673, 674, 678.
Yeah.
Just literally went guerrilla marketing about it. And those are having some effect, but we're also finding in two neighborhoods we're not communicating what we do well enough, and I've missed out on. It's really frustrating. You don't know what the circumstances are exactly, but there were 4 pools put in, which we're doing, but we're doing a horrible job marketing apparently. There were 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4th one? There were 4 pools put in within a mile of my house. And those all were within a mile of each other. Wow. And we didn't get a crack at one of them. And that's probably pushing, at a minimum, $500,000 worth of work, maybe $1 million, depending on what all.
And you didn't even get the estimate.
We didn't even get a call on them. And so we're screwing up big time somewhere. Now, one of them I know was a referral to my buddy's company from out of town. So that kind of like made me feel a little better there. But the other 3, I don't know what the deal is. And you're just like, we didn't even get a call on these. Yeah. It's like, crap. The only one I do know that we got a call on was because they called us in to plant shrubs once it's all done. Oh, poor guy comes Monday. And it's like, and we've been sending this one house postcards and this whole neighborhood postcards like crazy. Like, oh, we didn't even know you did any of this stuff. I was probably visibly angry at myself. I really was. I literally, this was Friday. Or no, what is today?
Today's Thursday.
This was yesterday. I literally could have screamed. It's rare that I feel that way, but like I already knew in that neighborhood we missed 3 other pools. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, that's $1 million, $500,000 for sure that we missed out on within I can see my shop from the roof of these houses because there's a little hill. $500,000 in work I missed out on because our marketing's sucking. And like we're just not communicating somehow to these folks.
So this will be tough to think about, but this takes you back to what Mark Bradley did. Making his catalogs.
Right, yeah. And
it's like $500,000 in revenue.
Right.
Say you land one of the jobs, not all 4.
Right.
$120,000 in revenue, $150,000. If you spent $3,000
right
to go have 100 catalogs made up,
yeah,
and you just took those catalogs and literally knocked on the door, here's this catalog.
Right.
Move on with life. But then like your name, your Auman is plashing on the front.
Right.
Pools, like whatever you need in there to relay that message effectively. It's hard to think about that way.
It is. It's where we have got to step our game up. And like we were talking a little bit ago over our burgers, our bees churgers there, was where I need to spend more time visioning for the company if we hire a salesperson, or why we need to hire a salesperson so that we can double that lead, and I can work on more marketing intense focus of where we're taking the company. And it's just all stuff that's got to get done. You got to do it. I know we need to hire a salesperson that's going to just totally change. But it's still that next step of like, I'm scared, and it's just like.
Yeah, it is. It
but
is. That's where a lot of us are at in business, though. I mean, it's
always that place, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things. I know. I just think about like my time, like because this year for us this year so far has been so different than last year. Like this year we're doing a minimum of like $30,000 jobs, some small stuff in there too, whatever. But like 30 to 130 jobs now, and it's like my time availability is just rapidly changing in front of me. Of like instead of trying to bid, I'm literally trying to bid out 12 jobs a week. I've got 2 maybe due next week, and they're bigger jobs. And it's just like my time changes so much. I can give those bigger jobs so much more focus and energy. And
you just got to land the big ones.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of eggs in one basket, that old saying, right? And so it's just business. So if you're not ever – I don't know. If it ever gets to a point where it's like easy or something and you don't start challenging yourself with something, I guess – I don't know. It's just – it would be wild to think of what I could do with the company if I wasn't spending all of my time focusing on estimating and bidding and selling, or even just bidding and selling. I can do the estimating part. That's easy. Pricing it.
You really, what you would do, you would turn into a true visionary, and you would start implementing systems and processes better than you ever have.
Better than ever. And we've already got so much awesomeness going on with our CPA, or fractional CFO position type CPA, and Element software and all the company cam, all this awesome stuff we're using, and a good team, and just like if we could just put on our big boy pants, we could so easily go the next level. Whatever that, I always hated that saying.
The next level.
The next level. Real trap. You ever hear that guy, the McLovin guy doing those sounds? Real trap.
It's a good impersonation.
We make it look easy. I can't do it quite as good as he can. I didn't know that was him, but that's a funny. Anyways, so I don't know. We just got to put on our big boy pants and do it. And the sales guy's actually kind of easy because I figure, okay, he's going to cost us $60,000 a year, 70, 80, whatever, commission maybe. But it's like, if we were to hire somebody on and be like, look, we're going to try this. We're a little firm. We're just trying it. Like, in 6 months, I may need to tell you got to find another job.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, we're out $30,000. Like, that's a lot of money.
It's stomachable.
But it's just like, is it really that big a deal? I mean, I've wasted a lot more money in a lot of other places. And even still, it's like, even if it costs us the full 60 or 80 a year, it's like, well, what my time is freed up to, I could literally go back into the field and make up for that, right, in productivity. And, if I go back in the field right there, it's $150,000 a year or $200 that I should be turning myself, actually.
Yeah.
$250 is actually what we aim at per person. But, like, I could go back in the field and generate $250 in revenue for a sales guy that's going to bring, or I could hire another person. Like, this is such big boy conversation. That's what's so frustrating about business is, like, it's not that hard, actually, to get this thing going off the ground.
Yeah.
What is hard is putting on your big boy pants and just doing it and saying, we're going to borrow the money, we're going to sell a camper, we're going to sell the four-wheelers.
We're going to sacrifice.
We're going to sacrifice to make this thing going, because then we literally hire a salesperson. We got the team. We go to $2 million overnight. Like, let's go. That is so easy to say, but the next thing of like sign on dotted line, you're an employer of Auman as a salesman / designer, and now I need you to turn out $100,000 to $200,000 worth of work sold a month, and I need you to manage it. But like that's how they're hired on as, and that's what's fun about when you hire new people, and if you were to hire on new staff or you're a young company, and that's you were asking this question earlier. You have the opportunity to set company culture and the way you want it. And so we have grown so much over the years with the same people. We're constantly trying to evolve company culture, and it is freaking hard sometimes. We made a big pivot company culture-wise of like where we're taking this thing this year. We had a couple people really buy in, one person not so much, and then one person is just going to be hard to pivot them around. And again, that's leadership's fault. That's my fault. But now it's up to me to convince these people this is the bus we want to all be on.
Yeah.
Or the alternative is, I don't know. That's scary. That's scary in its own right too. But like that's my job, right? And
It's the weight you bear too.
it is. That is the cross we pick up voluntarily, to quote Jordan Peterson. And there's no more noble thing to do than pick up the heaviest cross you can bear and climb uphill with it. And so like, yeah, instead of stagnating and taking an easy route or whatever the heck that is, but like the idea is to get this thing where it is somewhat easy and you replicate these things. And I'll never forget Mike. Oh crap, I can't remember his name, but they run a big landscape company out near Dayton. And he's like, our first. I have misquoted this now so many times, but and I've got the note. But he's like, to get to our first $5 million took us like 10 years. And then to go to 15 million took us 2 years.
Yeah.
And to get to 20 million took us 2 more years on top of that. And so we gained 10 million in 2 years, right? In revenue. And it's just like once we figured out what worked, you just start repeating that. So it's just like, so it's like all I got to do is hire a sales guy. And that won't make all our problems go away. It won't make guys not back over weed whackers or string trimmers with skid steers. All those human problems are never going away. But like what that does change is a lot of my time to focus on like writing systems and buying the right stuff and focusing on like seeing in the field. Been in the field a little bit lately just doing this and that, and I'm seeing like, oh, this machine's in really bad shape. I didn't realize how bad this machine, like we got a set of forks on one of our little mini skid steers. They are worn the hell out.
I saw that on your story the other day. I was like, mine are bent up. His are bent up worse than mine.
I took and fixed them, but still like even where the forks ride on that bar,
plate.
the plate, those are just sloppy and completely worn out. They're kind of bent, so you got to be really – and this is the key moment right here. You got to be extra diligent when you're taking those forks because they're crooked, sliding them into those fork slots on a pallet or whatever, and that takes time.
Yeah.
And so I called my Ditch Witch guy, whatever, like, hey, what's a new set of forks cost? And shot me a price right back. And it was evening, so I didn't respond, but I'm going to order those forks. Because, like, it sounds dumb, but that little extra time and screwing around each time to get those pallet forks in there, I just need to order the $1,000 forks and be done with it. I'll sell the old one for $300 or $400. Cool. Yeah. And in that little time, that little arbitrage.
Because the time, because here's the thing. There's a perfect example, and we'll wrap the show up. I don't want to hold y'all all day. But, like, the bent forks aren't scalable because all the guys that have been there for 15 years, they know the bent forks. You gotta do that, right? You start bringing on new guys.
Yeah.
They don't know the bent forks. They're going to go pick up a pallet of $3,000 worth of block, drop it. You got the block.
Or stab it wrong and then knock stuff off of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like, exactly.
And it's not scalable. You don't need to make a note. Oh, hey, these forks, like, you got to tilt them the wrong way. You got to make sure that they're set.
We got to train people on
that doesn't work.
Stuff.
Like, that doesn't work. It's just not scalable.
Remind me to text him tomorrow and tell him confirm those.
Order those
when can you drop them off?
So
put them on the account.
Put them on the account. Well, that's a good way to end the show, guys. Little more slow paced show tonight, just late night conversations here, but good stuff, good value. I mean, this is the stuff that really grows your business. Takes time.
Put on your big boy pants. Make the decision.
Yeah. Don't be scared.
Make the decision on the thing you're putting off because you're just being scared. But fear can be reasonable.
We'll check back with you here soon and see what's happening.
We'll see. We've been threatening that. I tentatively put out feelers, I think, from Fullerton's event last year. We started putting out feelers.
I remember that. You texted him that day.
Yeah.
We talked about that,
yeah. And put out gentle feelers still, and then you get busy with the season, and you kind of lose that motivation. But in the last, over the whole summer, so I've been thinking about it heavy, and in the last week, with my time freeing up a little bit now from bidding out less jobs, I started thinking, dude, if I didn't have to go on any sales calls anymore or whatever, what we could do to this company would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so we just gotta, I'll put a thing out tomorrow. Actually, that reminds me of two other things I got to put out tomorrow. There is never nothing to do, Jeremiah. You know all about it.
There you go. Gosh. All right, guys. Well, where can anybody follow along with you if they wanted to keep up with you?
Thank you, sir. If they wanted to keep up with us, at Auman Landscape LLC on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube.
It's not aumanlandscape.com on Instagram.
No, yeah, that's the other site. The other platform there. We do have this thing called Kid Contractor Podcast and Together in Trades and the Hardscape Academy. We got all sorts of stuff going on. things we should focus on, right?
That's
we should
right.
start drilling away from. Maybe, who knows?
There you go, guys. Well, I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. It means the world. We get to do it 3 times a week. So, without any further ado, I'm just going to wrap this one up. Thank you to Kev for coming on and spending some time with us. But we'll let y'all go get back with your day. Take something away from the show. Take action. It's not super high energy. A ton of value plays in it. Go take action, guys. Catch you next week.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.